Hey humans, Coach Mindy here with your Find the Drive workout of the day. Today we have another kind of push-up. It's 2 rounds, not 4 time. I want you to treat this like a skill day where we're really focusing on form, quality of movement above anything else. Additionally, there's some new movements in here maybe, and it's subtly a lot of volume. So 2 rounds, not 4 time. Just want to be clear on that before we get started. We will be doing several different variations of push-ups in ascending order of reps. So you start out with 2 pike push-ups. Then you go into 4 dive bomber push-ups. Next you have a Sphinx push-up, followed by 8 strict standard push-ups. Then we're going to do 10 staggered push-ups. That's 10 total reps, so it'll be 5 per side. And then we're going to close out with rocket presses. So a lot of upper body, shoulder, and chest work today. So again, not for time, treat it as a skill day. To get us ready for this volume and for this work, we're going to go through our warm-up 2 times, starting out with our PVC pipe pass-throughs. So feet hips width apart, full grip on that PVC, shrug, bring it up and over. You're going to do 10 front to back. PVC pipe behind the back, full grip, same thing, shrug it up and over. 10 reps there. Returning to the front, keeping those arms long, making sure our body is not contorting around. We're making our shoulders do the work here. Alternating every time you get to the front for 10 total reps. After your PVC pass through, we're going to do our bulletproof arm sequence. So hinging forward into that good morning, chest is up, eye on the horizon, palms facing away, out into a T, pinching the shoulder blades at the top. You're going to give me 10 reps there. Arms at 90-degree angle, palms facing you like a book, driving your pinkies high and outside, pinching the shoulder blades at the top, 10 reps there, and then finally bringing those elbows down to the rib cage, pushing out overhead, pulling back down. Really try to think about your shoulder blades rotating, like you're pushing something heavy and pulling it back to center. 10 reps there. Then we're going to do our arm swing sequence. So it's going to be 10 swings up, and then 10 swings out to the side, arms at 90, opening up that chest, rolling your shoulder blades down, and then going back into a swing. So 10 high swings, 10 out to the side. Then we're going to go down to the ground for scalp push-ups. These can be done from the toes or from the knees. Arms stay long, do not bend at the elbow at all. Pinch your shoulder blades together, round out at the top. You do have a lot of work ahead of you, and this is just about priming those shoulders. So if you want to go down to the knees, just so you can save your arms, that's fine too. Just make sure we're really rounding out the top and we're really pinching our shoulder blades to center. You're going to do 10 reps there. Then we've got some high plank shoulder taps on deck. If you notice that you're rocking side to side, maybe step those feet out a little bit further, or down to the knees is fine as well. Then we're going to stand up for a forearm primer. Arms out in front, full squeeze tight with your hands, fully extend. You're going to do 15 there, 15 here, and then 15 overhead. Really important that it's a full tight squeeze, making a hard fist, and then full extension. So 15, 15, 15, almost looks like I'm doing a dance there for your forearm primer. And then we're going to go down to the ground for a wrist primer. So the distance of your hands to your knees is going to vary based on your mobility in your wrists. This is also good if you work at a desk. Fingers are out wide. I'm gripping the pads of my fingers into the ground. I'm going to rock my weight forward, and then I'm going to rock it back nice and slow here. If that felt okay, I'll inch them out a little bit further so they can take more weight. I'm going to do 10 reps when I find the spot that feels like it's a good stretch but doesn't feel forced or painful. Once I find that position, 10 rocks, Then I'm going to do my fingers backwards. So now my fingertips are facing my knees. Arms stay locked out, and same thing. You may find this is a much shorter range of motion. Again, do not force it. Squeeze down into the fingers to make the tension on the wrist a little bit less. This is just about a stretch. So when you find the spot that's good for you, give me 10 there. That is your warm-up 2 times through on everything. Remembering for that forearm and wrist primer, you take your time and find the spot that's giving you a good stretch but not putting you in a bad spot. All right, we will be down on the ground for this entire workout, beginning with our pike push-ups. Pike push-ups, we're going to start with our feet out wider than like a yoga mat, so not quite double shoulder wide, but a good distance apart. Then step out a little bit and rock back in a downward dog. So from here, I'm going to rock up onto my toes, head comes forward and down in front of my hands, and then back. So my feet go flat again in the movement. I push my chest through like downward dog, and I rock up on my toes to go forward. What I want to make sure we watch out here is that our face is not going to the ground. It is the top of our head, and we should also be out in front of our hands, not behind or in between. The further back our head goes, the more jeopardy we're putting on our neck. And the purpose of this, the triceps and the lats, not our neck or our face. So be mindful when you do that. If you find that you're not able to get in that really good position, which end looks like this, then maybe we hold a high pike and just do shoulder taps. Safety first, targeting the right spot first, not doing a movement just to say that we did the movement. After our pike push-up, we're going to go right into dive bombers. So start in a high plank, just so you know where your hands and your feet should go, because they shouldn't move for these. Rock back in a downward dog, scooping down, making a J with your body, popping back up, and returning. So, big scoop down with the J. We are not worrying about the return. Big scoop, pop back up, and return to center. Once more, it looks like this. You're going to give me 4 reps there. Our Sphinx push-up is going to be a newer movement for, I'm sure, most of you. So I strongly recommend for today, and also because of this volume, doing this from the knees, and that's how I will be providing my example today. So you're going to start out in an elbow plank from your knees. So feet are down on the ground, they're not crossed. My hands are even with my shoulders, so they're not triangled in. Think Sphinx. From here, you're going to press straight up. So pretty short range of motion relative to other push-ups. Lots of core work and lots of tricep. So once more, my elbows are underneath my shoulders. My hands are flat on the ground. Squeeze my butt, squeeze my gut. Press straight up. If you find that you're having to do one arm at a time, that will be a no-go. And maybe we switch out Sphinx for elbow to high plank. It's really important that you extend up at the same time and lower down at the same time, and doing so with control. Next up, you've got 8 standard from your toes or from your knees, strict push-ups, chest and quads hit the ground, press all the way up, or from the knees, same thing, chest and quads hit the ground, all the way up. You've got 8 reps there. Staggered push-ups are next. 10 total reps, so that's 5 per side. Stagger is 1 hand high, 1 hand low, as far apart as you can go while maintaining full palm contact to the ground. Chest lowers just like a standard push-up, and then you press up. If you're on a yoga mat, you should probably be right to the edge of that yoga mat, or just so you know, approximately that distance. The point is high and low, not so much wide. We still want to try to keep that nice strict push-up. You also notice that I did those from my knees because I know I can drop form and it turned a little bit into a worm on these. So do what is best for you. Toe is an option if you're rock solid at them. And then finally, we're closing out each round with 12 rocket presses. This, we are not doing a push-up exactly in. It's more about getting a nice stretch, still a lot of burn. So you pop up into a high plank, and unlike downward dog where we drive our hips up, you're going to be driving your hips down and back, but not letting your knees touch. You want them to get as close to the ground as possible, and then rock back forward. No push up here. Just rock back, and then rock it forward. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. Another kind of push up. Not for time today, really focusing on form, and this being a skill day, trying to develop both our push-up volume as well as our push-up quality. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great workout.